Welcome, welcome, welcome. This time we are at Monza for our Haas career. Kevin Magnussen is having a solid season with 102 points. Mick Schumacher, on the other hand, is likely leaving at the end of the year. And we're going to bring in a better replacement. If we have a look at the inbox, there is something that we need to respond to. It's the regulation vote. So, new regulation. Oh, it's prize money. Okay. So, basically saying the higher up you are, the more money you get. I kind of like that, considering we're going to be higher up. You know what? I'm voting for this. I like it. So we'll vote for that, and we'll see what happens with that. We do have a decision to make. I think we take penalties for this Grand Prix in Monza. I mean, I don't think we're going to get through the season with these engines. So we're going to take a new part there, and we'll take a new one here as well. And we should then be able to get through the end of the Grand Prix, end of the season, without taking any more penalties. It's just we need to take penalties, and we want to take it at a place where it's known to overtake, and Monza is certainly that. And we don't want to do it in Singapore or Japan, so we're going to do it here in Monza, and we're also going to take another penalty here as well for the ERS. We're going to do that for both cars. That's about 4 million, but at least they should have a little bit more power, and we won't have to worry about the ERS or the engine changes for the rest of the season. Hopefully, that is, hopefully. Finally, we can actually do some research for next season. I think we did it on the rear wing already. It was either the rear wing or the front wing. I can't quite remember. Let's actually have a look. We did the research on the rear wing already, but as you can see in the 2023 regulation changes, as you go down a lot more than what we managed to upgrade. So we are gonna upgrade some other stuff. So it's the front wing that's changing as well, the underfloor, and also the suspension. So maybe we do the front wing and the underfloor, but we really need to focus on next year's car. Otherwise, we could be falling way back in the pack. So this is what's getting minused. So we'll put that over there. Now, can we change it so that all the focus is pretty much on this? Yeah, if we put all the focus essentially on this, then that could be better. Maybe more so on the high speed, because that's the biggest change that's being made. And we'll bring these down just a little bit so that these get increased. So we'll do that. How many engineers do we want on this? Oh, it's going to take a while, this is. We'll put 5 on this. Confirm. There we go. And then we're also going to do it on the underfloor. So let's get some research on the underfloor as well. We're not focusing on the car this year anymore, so we can pretty much book it all out. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to put this up pretty much all the way. And we'll have the high speed up all the way. Move that down just a little bit, just so this gets a little bit extra. And we'll put the rest of the engineers on this. It's going to take 68 days, and it's going to be 1 million. But at least if we get this research in, it will give us a bit of a jump at the start of next year. Well, you can see here, qualifying doesn't really mean anything. Plus 19 grid penalty. I don't know why it's plus 19. Usually it's 5, 10, 20... 15, I don't know, but it's a plus 19 grid penalty, which basically means both drivers are starting at the back of the grid. So probably we'll just skip qualifying, go straight to the race, and see what we can do in the Grand Prix. Alright, we are starting P19 with Mick Schumacher and P20 for Kevin Magnussen. We did not go out for qualifying. We might as well just save the engine components. And you can see the 3 different strategy options we have: mediums to softs, soft to mediums, or mediums to hards. Now, I think what we're going to do, we're going to go mediums. We'll go mediums to softs. I think we'll do it for both drivers, actually. So we'll go mediums to soft for both drivers. We're starting at the back of the grid. And maybe a safety car comes out or something to try and change this race. There's no rain expected, which is a little frustrating. But we're ready to get underway, starting from the very back of the grid. If we can clear the Williams and the Aston Martins quickly, that'll be very helpful indeed. You know what? We'll just keep it on low. We'll just see what happens on the first lap. Stay out of trouble. Both our cars are back there. and we'll see what exactly happens. So they're going side by side into turn 1. Just don't crash into each other, lads. It doesn't matter who's ahead and who's not, and Mick Schumacher actually takes the advantage. So we're going to get going in this Grand Prix and see if we can make some moves up the order. Alright, we're slowly moving up the order. Mick Schumacher up into P17. Kevin Magnussen still P20. He's actually struggling to make some moves. So he is all the way up there, back there. We'll tell him to get a bit more aggressive, get going. Mick Schumacher can get past this Aston Martin. Then he's got past the back markers and he can finally get going with his race. Kevin Magnussen, on the other hand, hasn't got past anybody. He's almost stuck in a little bit of a DRS train. Mick Schumacher, on the other hand, couldn't get past the Aston Martin this time around. So we're going to have to wait until next time. There you go, K-Mag. He's finally out of P20. Mick Schumacher, on the other hand, get past the Aston Martin. We're losing a lot amount of time just by being stuck right behind him. We're going to tell him to go full attack mode, and we're going to get him to deploy the ERS. We need to get past him. Here you go, Mick. Here you go. Down the straight. Go for the move. Goes around the outside of the Aston Martin. And finally, he is up into P15. And he can get going with his Grand Prix. So Mick Schumacher doing what he needs to do. And Kevin Magnussen still in P19. We're going to focus more on him now, as Mick Schumacher can build a little bit of a gap away and close in on the cars up ahead. Come on, K-Mag. Here you go. Here's your moment. Kevin Magnussen, get past the AlphaTauri. Come on. We've got chucked on overtake. See you later. All right, Magnussen up into P16. We've got Mick Schumacher in P15. So it's not a bad start at all. Schumacher can close down in onto Alex Albon. And maybe we can start to challenge for points. The two Alfa Romeos are P9 and P10. They're the main people we're targeting because they are obviously our main competitors in this championship. So we've got to try and at least salvage some points. It's all about damage limitation here in Monza as K-Mag gets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. So let's see if he can go for it now. Come on, K-Mag. Go for the move on Mick Schumacher. Say see you later. He's closing in on the other Haas driver. He's going to go round the outside. Is he going to get the move done? Yes, he is. Lost to the late breakers. See you later, Mick. Mick's trying to hold on side by side, but Kevin Magnussen has got through, and that's better. That is better for both cars, I believe. If Mick can stay in his DRS, then that'll be very handy for him. And he can almost pull him along as we close in on the Williams up ahead. Ricciardo's ran wide. He's dropped down a few places. Wanyu shows up in the P8. Bottas in P10. We are slowly closing on the cars up ahead. We're actually doing a solid job, but Schumacher's got Gasly over the back of him. I'm sure Gasly will make a move very soon. But Schumacher's actually closed in on Yuki Tsunoda up ahead. Magnus up in the P12. He's right in the rear of the Ferrari, who I'm pretty sure has just pit. Yes, he has. So honestly, K-Mag, just sit behind. Sit behind the Ferrari, take the DRS and relax. Do not go for a move on him. Otherwise, you're just going to ruin your own race. As he's probably going to think about a move, actually. Down on the Ferrari now. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my goodness me. What a move that is. It's a double overtake from Kevin Magnussen. Mick Schumacher has followed that through. And science has been really caught up in that. I don't know how the hell that's happened. Magnussen up in the P7. Mick Schumacher in the P8. Is that the best double overtake you've ever seen? Goes down the inside of the Ferrari. And the Mercedes comes and goes. Schumacher does the same thing. And the Mercedes almost stopped. I don't know how that's happened. Don't know if it's legal. But I'm perfectly fine with it. We're up in the P7 and P8. That is unreal. That is unreal. But we've actually had a really good start, and we could be on for some decent points in this Grand Prix, considering we started at the very back of the grid. As I say that, Kevin Magnussen runs wide. It doesn't look like he's lost too much time, to be fair. He's lost a little bit. He's lost another place to the Mercedes out in front, but he comes out just ahead of his teammate Mick Schumacher. But not too bad. We've seen a lot worse from K-Mag, but look how much he just pulls away. Oh my god, Schumacher's locked up now as well.
Okay, understood.
Alright, keep going, Mick. Keep going. Okay, Mick Schumacher I don't think is going to finish in the points. But I was about to say, look how much of a difference that Kevin Magnussen has pulled away from Mick Schumacher. He's just a completely different driver. So much faster. It's like two different cars they're driving. So we do have to get a new person in this car next season because Mick is really not cutting it at this point. Kevin Magnussen, though, P7, running a really, really strong race. And he's right on the back of George Russell. If George Russell has to pit again, we could be in the race with the Mercedes, and he thinks about a move down the inside. Is he going to go for it here? No, he's just going to sit behind, but we have entered our pit window. These tyres are working all right now, so we're going to keep going a little bit longer and see if we can take these tyres maybe to lap 33. We're going to come into the pits with Mick Schumacher first, and then we're going to come into the pits with Magnussen the lap after, because he has some good pace as of right now. Should have probably came in actually right now. It looks like he's falling behind. It looks like his tyres have just worn off. Yeah, we should have probably pit your last lap, but we're going to pit him now onto the new set of softs and see what he can do. So Magnussen into the pits. Mick Schumacher has already been into the pits. He's down into P15, but Magnussen's come out P10 on the road. So Magnussen into the points. What a first stint he put in. The K-Mag doing the job. Mick Schumacher letting us down. The story of our season. But Guan Yu Zhou is right on his tail. Mick Schumacher, on the other hand, he's still just lurking in P14. If he can close up the Gasly, you never know what could happen. A safety car comes out, it changes everything. But we've only got 15 laps, and it's not looking too likely as Magnussen is holding off Guan Yu Zhou, and Alonso's holding off Bottas up ahead. So maybe we can close in on that battle, and if we can get DRS from Bottas up ahead, it will help us a lot more defending from Guan Yu Zhou. And we'll tell him to go on the attack probably around lap 50 to get those final few points. Mick Schumacher is closing in on Pierre Gasly. He's actually in range of DRS, so maybe Mick Schumacher can get P13 in this Grand Prix, but he's not going to be anywhere near the points as Magnussen is up into P9. Bottas has actually lost a couple of places, so maybe we go for the overtake next time around with Kevin Magnussen. So we're going to wait patiently for the DRS straight, and then we're going to go for it. As Magnussen looking down the inside now. Don't go for it just yet, mate. Wait patiently. Oh, he's got down the inside. All right, he's gone for the move. See if he can get it done. We're going to go down the straight. We get the DRS, so we're going to breeze past the Alpine. Up into P8 we go, ahead of both Alfa Romeos, which is crucial, and ahead of an Alpine. And we will see what we can do. McLaren's actually got a faster car now. They've upgraded their car. They're back fighting in the points, which is good to see. But Kevin Magnussen has done an absolutely phenomenal drive from the back of the grid all the way up into P8. Whether he can hold it or not will be another story. Mick Schumacher holding on to P13. No, he's dropped down behind Gasly. But K-Mag versus Pierre Gasly run to the final lap of the Grand Prix. Magnussen's built a bit of a gap. He's not going to be worried. It's going to be all about the battle between Bottas and Alonso. I'm not sure if Bottas is going to be able to have a go at him or not. Mick Schumacher holding off Pierre Gasly down in P13. But Magnussen is looking more and more likely to bring in home points for us. But his tyres are starting to go off at the very end of this Grand Prix. It does not matter. He's going to come home and take P8. It's a solid drive from Kevin Magnussen. You can see as well, Mick Schumacher, his tyres are completely done. If there's another lap, Gasly would breeze past him, but Mick Schumacher comes home to take P13, which is honestly not that bad considering he started P19 on the grid. But yeah, he's not keeping his seat for next season. He's had too much of a stinker this year. But Kevin Magnussen up into the points, P8. What a result from him. Remember, he is a race winner for this Haas team, so he knows exactly what he's doing in that car. And it's another fantastic result. If we have a look at the full-time results, Max Verstappen actually wins the race. Perez in second, Hamilton third, Leclerc, Russell, and then Sainz. That's going to have a whole switch up in the Drivers' Championship, and it actually brings that lead down a little bit from Carlos Sainz. He's still leading by 25 points from his teammate Charles Leclerc. Max Verstappen, I thought he was a little bit closer, but it doesn't look like he's going to be in with a shout for the title. He's actually got 5 wins this season. But Leclerc and Sainz have been more consistent on the podium stages. But then I guess Perez did take out Verstappen 2 races in a row, and that's basically screwed his title challenges. So I'm sure at Red Bull they're not too happy right now. Magnussen at P7 in the championship, Mick in P10. You have a look at the constructors, we are cementing that place in P4, and to outscore Alfa Romeo starting from the back of the grid with both cars is pretty good achievement, I'd say. You got McLaren moving up to P8. They're probably going to finish P7 this season, but I'd say a good result for the team. You start P19 and P20 and you walk away with 4 points. You've got to be happy with that, haven't you? So a good result for us. We're going to keep working on the car, improving next year's car, not focusing on this year's. We're going to improve next year's car, and we'll see what those research upgrades do. We've got 18 days until the next race, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of mail coming through. But anyway, next time we'll be in Singapore. If you are enjoying this series, make sure you go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.